the fact that the presence of a man of this caliber is valuable to a woman, it could be lost on some people. Let's reverse that. Let's think about the socially awkward person. Let's think
Mm-hmm.
about the socially underdeveloped person. Let's think about the introvert. Let's think about the type of person, be it a young man or middle-aged man, who hasn't had the opportunity to be in the presence of a beautiful woman. You see? And there happens to be a beautiful woman who is now at his place of work. There happens to be a beautiful young woman who happens to be at this young man's college or this young man's high school. He knows what class she's in. He knows what her class schedule is. He knows when her lunch period happens. He, why does he know all these things about this young woman who he's never met? Because of her presence,
Mm-hmm.
because of what her beauty brings to
Mm-hmm.
the environment. Everybody knows it. That's why beauty is so coveted in society. You know what also is coveted, Rob?
What? Go ahead, tell us.
The presence of a player.
Man, I'm gonna tell you what, man. It's interesting you said that because I thought about like another one of my 1,000 jobs, not 10,000, 1,000 jobs. Was
Indeed.
working at this gym, and there was a young lady who would come in there. She couldn't come. I mean, she was gorgeous. She was a life size Barbie,
Mm-hmm.
very beautiful. But she used to always love talking with me. In fact, when I left that gym, I found out she was asking about me. She was real cool to talk to, very beautiful, real cool. She definitely had that presence. Like other women in her office didn't like being around her. But she was one of the sweetest women I've ever met in my life. But
There
she
you go.
loved talking with me because it was that presence. It was that player thing. It was that energy.
Look at what you just said. Just like women have female haters because of their beauty,
Mm-hmm.
players have haters because of our presence, because of our
Mm-hmm.
charisma, because of our
Yeah.
wisdom, because of our
Yeah.
ability to bring value to a
Mhm.
space. Isn't that interesting? Our
Yes.
our mere presence is just like the beauty of a woman. It's sought after. People want to be in the room. People want to be next to. People want to be close to, just in the space. Just like with a beautiful woman, because people know that their profile is elevated when they're
Yes.
in the presence of a woman.
It's like you always say about a player makes everybody better. Seriously, that player is going to have that energy. Like when I've been on my 1,000 jobs, my best workers, when I've been a manager or something, my best workers were always the players. Always.
Yes.
Every single time. If I had a player working under me, I was like, yeah, I can get this done. But then when I had hater types or guys who didn't want to do all that, I'd be like, just shaking my head. I mean, I had to let's just say I had to check some people. Dudes good with women, they were always the best because their thing was they didn't have that hate in their heart.
Right.
They didn't have that hate which would affect their job. They came to do their work. They
Yes.
came to do their work. They will make people feel good around them. The ladies especially would be smiling around them. So that was helping with the job too. Because if, as you know from being on 10,000 jobs,
Yes.
people when they on the job need to feel good.
Yes.
And shoot, sometimes on some of these jobs when they interviewing you, they try and get a gauge on how you gonna fit in with everybody else.
Absolutely.
That's deep because even being a player, you go into like there was one job I had, can't really say what it was, but had one job and I noticed it was like, dang, she hired all the players. And I was
Hmm.
like, okay. See, a player is about that energy. And let me say something about that beauty and the player thing. Remember what I always say, and it's a deeper aspect to it. A lot of guys don't get it. See, a man makes love to a woman's body, but a woman makes love to a man's mind. See, you want to fix up, look good, but the one thing about a player that he's bringing is what's up here. It's the energy. It's what
Yes,
he's thinking. It's what women like. A mind to a woman is like a big butt to a man. But I was seeing some guys and they were complaining, saying this and that about a woman. I was like, what they big and muscular, all that. It's like what they complaining for? What's wrong with them? Right? But then their minds weren't right. You
indeed.
see, that's the thing. Yeah, you want to look good, you want to fix up, you want to hit body game, but all of it comes from your mind. And see, that's the thing with a player, a true player, true to the game player, got that mind right. That's why it could be a player, it could be a pimp. That's why some of the deepest people, if you actually sit down and talk to a pimp, they can talk to you on a deep. All is mind. Yeah, that's the first law of hermetics.
The comparison between a woman's beauty and a player's presence, that deserves its own conversation. However, what I can appreciate being in leadership at a job site is that, of course, we look for players because players run a strict program, right? Players know what it means to the operation to get things done. So
Mm-hmm.
they'll make it look easy. That's why people think that players on the job site are goofing off. It's because they've already completed the assignment, you see?
Yeah.
And women, you ever notice? Of course you have, but for those who are in the audience who are looking, if you're on a job site, if you're at a playground, if you're at school, if you're anywhere and you see a flock of women around this guy and they're just laughing and giggling, it's Def Comedy Jam. For the young people, look it up. It's on the internet.
From New York City, it's the Russell Simmons Def Comedy Jam. With your host, Martin Lawrence. I am your DJ Kid Capri.
It's a show. The women are giggling, they're laughing, they're clutching their pearls. They just so excited. It's electricity. Somebody done brought some food. Somebody got his drink, and because he's providing with them with a type of nourishment that goes beyond the physical. You see, the player is surrounded by women in a given space because he feeds their spirits.
Mm-hmm.
You see, before we go too far with that, I want to remind everybody within the sound of our voices to make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Forward this conversation to someone who you know can benefit from this ism, as well as blessing the Cash App that's scrolling at the bottom of your screen, and then
Yes, bless a brother.
subbing the Patreons of the presenter.